Hi everyone. So this is an Easter book, well, an Easter pop-up book that I've been working on. The idea with the book would be to have Easter eggs on each of the pages, and children can look for them together with the animals. Now for this book, for this video, I actually tried to use 80 grams paper just to see if it works, just to test it. But I usually use 200 grams paper. I do like the thicker look of the paper for this type of books. So for the mechanisms themselves, as you can see, this is a V-fold that will sustain the hedgehog and the flower where one of the Easter eggs will be hidden. What I suggest is to glue one of the sides first of the tabs or first, and then as you close the page, the other side will be attached, and this way you ensure that it's symmetrically glued. So I think this is the easiest way to do this. In order to glue the hedgehog, you just need to glue this small piece that will lift it up. Just be sure to fold it on the base page, flat on the base page. You put the hedgehog, and then when you close the page, the mechanism will be the hedgehog will be glued, and it will open parallel to the pink piece of paper. Sort of the same type of mechanism is works for this flower. You just glue it on the base page and then fold it on all the lines, and when you close the page it will get attached well. The idea for this would be to try to put these two elements parallel to the base page. Now you can hide the Easter eggs so that kids can find them. You need to pay a little bit of attention when you're gluing the pages together at the end, so that well the eggs can come out quite easily. For the second page, you can see the Easter eggs. There's just this mechanism. The bunny basically tries to find his friends and to go on an Easter egg hunt. So he found the hedgehog, and now on the second page he finds the frog. The frog, I like this mechanism because it shows the frog leaping out of the pond. If you're using this thin paper, as you can see, the mechanism has a bit of difficulty opening. So I do suggest trying to reinforce the paper. Maybe I add some extra paper there, if like on the frog part, so that it can open better. And be sure to make the cuts for the Easter eggs before anything else. You can start by gluing the tab on the mark made on the page. And just be sure that you don't that the frog doesn't go out of the page. That's all you need to pay attention to. Then you can just apply glue on the second tab, close the page, and it will be glued symmetrically, and it will open. And that's about it for this page. If you're using thicker paper, you won't have this issue with the frog. And I do suggest using 200 grams paper. It's also easier for the Easter eggs to be inserted in the page, in the cutouts in the page. If you're using paper that's too thin, you might have some difficulty with that. For this third mechanism, There will be a tree. So the bunny and the hedgehog and the frog find a new friend, the caterpillar. And here I'm showing how you can fold the center mechanism, the tree. There will be a cutout in the tree, and the caterpillar will be inserted there. The idea of the mechanism is for the caterpillar to go out of the tree through that cutout. When you're making this type of cutout for this book, you can also make the cuts using a precision knife, or as I'm showing here, using just the scissors, but maybe, I mean, I prefer the precision knife because you don't have to fold the paper. But this is a way in which you can just use scissors. So it's an alternative, depending on what you prefer. I don't think this mechanism is very difficult. All you need to do is to glue the left side first to, to the mark on the made on the page, and when you close the page, the other side will be glued as well. This is basically a general rule that if you have a mechanism that is uh, center based, so if it's in the center of the page, you can usually fold the page so that it is symmetrical and you make sure it opens well. Here, yeah, just be sure to apply glue only around the tree, because that's where the egg will be inserted at, and it needs to have some space to be inserted there. Actually, with this thin paper, I just decided to um, insert it in at the beginning, but you won't have that issue with the thicker paper. It moved well in the end. For the caterpillar, I made a mark where you should fold the paper, and here it's important, like the tab will be glued on the right side of the page. So push it in as much as you can, but as you're closing the page, make sure that the caterpillar doesn't come out of of the page when it's closed. I did have that issue, so I had to move it around quite a bit until I placed it well enough. Also, because the paper is too thin, you should try to reinforce it with some extra paper, as I did here. Of course, you won't have that issue if you're using thicker paper. But if you're using this thin paper, you can do this. I wanted to show how this is done, how the paper can be reinforced. Now you won't have issues with this. It will move nicely. Yeah, as you can see, it moves quite well. And be sure that when you position it, the caterpillar doesn't go out of the page. That's an issue that I had. Okay, now here I wanted to show also how I made the cuts in this mechanism. This type of mechanism works with I like using it with animals or with characters that have their hands or feet moving. And so you can make these triangle shapes and attach any type of mechanisms on those triangle shapes. It's just a bit trickier, let's say, when you are trying to cut out that part. So What I suggest is making the central fold, then making the cut, and making and folding the triangle shape so that they are so that those two sides are um, symmetrical. Yeah, and they open well. And you repeat the same type um, of movement here on the other side. You cut, you fold, and then when you open, the mechanism or the triangle shapes should go out. Now it's just about gluing the squirrel on the page and making sure you glue the tail and the paw of the squirrel on the triangle shape so that they move nicely when the mechanism opens, when the page is open. Now you can just glue the paw on the triangle shape, and then you can glue the tail. Now after gathering all the eggs, on the last page, kids can either glue them or they can just put them there on the spaces. For this, there are two ways of making this mechanism. You either glue both sides, and then when you close the page, they will be glued together, or like I did here, you just position both of them symmetrically, and then you close the page, and they will open nicely. So there is a second way where you can do that, just by gluing the rabbit on the right side, the squirrel on the left side. Apply glue on the tab of the rabbit, and then close the page, and it works. I didn't show it here in the video because this other way works too quite well. Then the caterpillar can just be glued so that it is parallel to the base page, as you can see there. And this is about it. This is the first page where you can find two Easter eggs and you can gather all of them. Then the second one, like I tried to draw them so that it's a bit trickier to see them, but well, it depends. And there's also a coloring book version for this. I will upload it in the shop. I'll put it in the shop. And here they can just glue them. Actually, I cut out that flower that goes beyond the egg on the left, so that there's no issue there. I hope you like it and you have fun with this. Thank you.